because I'm the softball to the hardball. And Chelsea, I didn't get the memo about the boots. Sorry about that. It's great to be here. First of all, thank you for hosting this celebration in a Marriott, our JW Marriott here at LA. It's great to have so many of you here in the room here tonight. And we actually, at table 9 over here, have a big Marriott contingent. These are the shoulders that I stand on at Marriott. So guys, thanks very much for being here tonight and supporting us. It's also great to be in Los Angeles, the city of angels, which is where I was born. And I love the mayor of Los Angeles, Antonio Villaraigosa. I think it's somewhere over here. He was amazing tonight. And I never thought I would follow Charlize Theron. Unbelievable. I loved her in Monster. We loved her in Starter House Rules. We watched all of her films. She's amazing. So, Charlene, thank you. Thanks for all you do and all you say. And my husband loves you. It's okay. So, before Marriott, as you heard, I was a television news anchor and reporter in Washington for 25 years. And over those years, had the opportunity to really cover the March for Equality. All the gay pride days, interviewing civil rights leaders like Frank Kameny, who really tried to break through the federal government when he was fired and campaigned for rights there. He was an amazing, outspoken person, covering the Whitman Walker Clinic, a great institution in Washington, D.C. that really was on the front lines of taking care of people with HIV and AIDS. And then also covering the March for Partners Benefits. And when I had the opportunity to work for Marriott International, one of the things I wanted to know was where they were on equality. And I was so proud that it was a company that actually was the first in the hotel industry to offer partners benefits. And extremely proud when our 78-year-old CEO, Bill Marriott, actually found out about the proposition here in California. Of course, Bill Marriott is Mormon, but he instantly went on his blog and said, I did not contribute to that campaign, and we offer partners benefits at Marriott. We welcome all people, whether they work for us or come to our hotels. It's so great to be working for a leader like that. I also have to call out my our 26-year-old son Thomas, who's sitting right here. Thomas is living in Los Angeles now as an actor. And when he was in high school at an all-boys high school, he started the Gay-Straight Alliance. And he took a lot of shit for that. So Thomas, bravo. You inspire Chris and me. So welcoming the LGBT community is not only what we do at Marriott, it is part of our business strategy. It's how our company is going to be the #1 hospitality industry as we host all of your marriages in our ballrooms. So with that, my better half.
Thomas, you did it. Straight Gay Alliance organized and stood up to some of the bullies of the school on behalf of gay kids. Good guy. He's an actor, and he's working. He has a job. He's on the new Aaron Sorkin show that's coming out this summer. It's called Newsroom, and he plays a producer on a political talk show. So first thing he did when he got the job is he called me up and says, "What's a producer?" Showing a lot of interest in my career. Anyway, I'm going to take a few minutes to say something serious in my way, which is usually in the role of sarcastic wise guy. That's how I communicate. First of all, happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. How many Irish here? And by the way, let's just make it clear. As Irishmen and Irish women, and everybody in this room, on behalf of God, let's all speak on behalf of God. It's St. Patrick's Day. On behalf of God, we are all God's children. people in my religion, the Catholic religion, and I am Catholic, and a practicing Catholic, and I argue with these people. We're all God's children. It's funny how the right wing, and I will now get a little political, they believe in creationism except for people here. What was creationism about? They're all for the concept because it's one of the reactionary ways they can argue about science. But how about humanity? God created us. Everybody here. It's so profoundly important that they get it. The most religious people should be the most Christian, if they're Christian, you would think, about this stuff. And I mean it. And I'm going to keep arguing about it within the church. I had a small role to play with E.J. Dion and Sister Kean in making sure there was a compromise. And I'm so proud of our president to persist for women's rights and to build respect for all. And he reached a great compromise. I was with the leader of the church the other day, and he said, "What's up for St. Patrick's?" He was going to invite me to some big event. I said, "No, I'm busy that day. I'm out in Los Angeles." He said, "What are you doing?" I'm going to the HRC convention. He said, "What's that?" "Human Rights Campaign." He said, "What's that about?" I said, "Gay rights." Great moment there. A moment of silence followed that. Small moment of silence. That's my job. To be a little bit of a provocateur, but to keep the conversation going. Don't hide. Persist and show up. Let me talk about Joe Salmis. Joe is a fan. Look, protest plays a role in our lives. It has played a great role in civil rights across the board, human rights across the board, women's rights across the board. Choice. Protest plays a role, but politics plays a role too. Good, solid politics. Joe is probably the best politician I've met since Tim O'Neill. Joe is so good. Joe is so good. Because you know what a politician does? They seduce. It's all about seduction. You don't even know you're an ally until you find that you are. How the hell's like that girl with Jack Kennedy? I don't know what happened. There's no ellipses between he wanted it and he had her. So that's how Joe operates. You ask, you thank, you encourage, and you reward. That's how you make friends. You ask. I always say to people, never say no to yourself. Most people do. "Oh, he won't like me, they won't open the door to me, they won't like me here." Make them say no. Make them say no. Back in the 60s, when the life was a lot tougher for folks here, a lot tougher. The older people who are my age know that. There's a fellow who was in the Peace Corps training group with me, and I thought, oh, they're looking for people that, and I figured he was gay, and they were going to throw this guy out. They're just looking for an excuse. And you know what he did? You know what this young guy did my age at the time? I went, balls it took for him to do this. He went up to all the guys who were in charge of what we call deselection on the way to Africa to Peace Corps. And he said, "If you're going to vote against me, I just want you to do one thing. I want you to tell me personally and tell me why." He got in a flash. In a flash. He knew they would pull some number like didn't fit in with the group or, you know, an emotional problem or some BS thing like that. And this guy was so smart. He just said, "Say it to me." It is amazing the power of asking and the power of making them say no. I say to black people, I wrote in my book 20-some years ago, in Hardball, I said, make them say no. Never say no to yourself. That's the most important thing. And that's power. I want to say, Joe, that I am very impressed by the procedure by which you allowed the selection of your successor. And I was thinking another example of how we learn from other people. Griffin's appointment follows an extensive 6-month search by the board that included the consideration of over 100 diverse and extremely well-qualified candidates from the worlds of business, academia, and activism. I just saw game change in the way they picked the Vice President of the United States. They Google her. And you guys do it this way. She passed this over to the RNC this summer. They went to